Well, that's not great, Penny. The diesel heater says error 2. You don't have any error codes. I guess we should start by making sure at least you stay that way. Yes, there you go. Bone, apple tits, kitty cat. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you once again for clicking on another one of my videos. You know I appreciate that. And yeah, we got an error 2 on our diesel heater. I did actually have to turn the diesel heater on last night. It's by and large, it's very nice weather. It's very warm in Calgary right now, but it did get a little nippy last night. I was streaming over on my other channel and I had my ceiling fan open and pulling in some nice cool air. As the stream went on, I was getting chilly, so I turned my heater on right before the stream ended and before I got into bed, and it brought the temperature of the van up. It was really good. If you missed my last video, well, make sure you're subscribed and you got notifications turned on so that doesn't happen anymore, silly. But I was talking about the state of my power, right? Like my EcoFlow power station over here, I'll power it on. I actually turned it off last night. I think it's very low. It's at 4% right now. And so I was using the Good Ship Lucky's house batteries to play some N64 last night. We've been playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time over there because it's a system that doesn't use too much power. So I didn't want to kill the EcoFlow, so just using the house batteries. Well, it turns out we killed the house batteries because that error 2 on the diesel heater indicates low battery, basically, in layman's terms. My refrigerator has been chiming at me since the wee hours of the morning as well. And when I went to bed, I had left my inverter on to leave the Starlink on because oddly enough, where I'm parked here at the mall parking lot, cell phone reception's really bad. We must be in some sort of weird, almost dead zone, or we're really far away from a tower or something. So I was using the Starlink, but after going to bed, after about half an hour, I heard a weird beep that I don't hear ever in the Good Ship Lucky. And I very quickly realized it was the inverter, probably telling me that there was a low battery comings afoot or whatever you want to say, right? The inverter's underneath the bed, so I couldn't actually see it, but I could hear the damn thing. So I just flipped the switch off and went to sleep. Heater was taken away, but when I woke up, heater was off. Ceiling fan, I don't know if I left this one on or not. But I went into the DC Home app on my phone to confirm all of this stuff, and you'll see right here, it'll pop up with a red banner. Boom. Backup battery. Over discharge. I thought it said, when I see the word over, I thought over voltage, but no. Yeah, it's over discharge, and it's down to, well, it's actually at 11 volts right now. It was at 10.5 when I first checked it this morning. Did you make it back up there? Awesome. So we're obviously pulling a little bit of solar power right now. Looks like, yeah, we're pulling 49 watts of solar. So it's a little scary, right? When you wake up and your house battery is essentially dead. It's obviously not completely dead because the house lights are on. They use such little power that's not surprising. But I'm going to carpe diem this situation, so to speak, and we're going to try to actually kill the house batteries after we finish getting dressed and put on some pants. So first things first, let's come out here. It's going to be quite a nice day out, I think. Actually, what is the temperature going to be in Calgary today? It's 8 degrees right now. It's going to get up to, 21. That's nice and warm, but that's not where we're going to be today. So if I go into here, this is where we're going to be. Only 13. Well, that is a dramatic difference, Penny. A very dramatic difference. Oh, is it post-breakfast bath time? Excellent. I appreciate your priorities. Well done. Very admirable. So yeah, it's gonna be a little chillier where we're going. We're gonna grab ourselves a flannel, but a short sleeve flannel, because who wants to overheat in Banff? Over on this side, we got a pair of sockies. Let's maybe grab, let's have some fun. We'll grab our I Love Being Weird purple socks. Gonna need to put these up there. Oh, there's my chair. My pants, check, and we should be good to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. This is what a early morning brain fart looks like. Okay. Chair over here. Actually, after we get all of this set up, before anything else, before hitting the road for Banff and starting off our nice relaxing camping weekend, I've got a massage therapy appointment in just under 2 hours. So actually that was a nice thing last night. I ended up streaming a little bit later than I intended to. In the back of my head, I was like, oh God, I got that appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get to bed. I gotta get some sleep. And the best feeling in the world. I went into my email just as I was crawling into bed to double check everything and made the very happy realization that my appointment was in fact an hour later than I was thinking. So that's really nice. It's almost one of those things because it's like, I realized that and then all the pressure is off, right? Because like you gain an hour of sleeping. Had I looked at that email and said, and it confirmed, oh, your appointment is at 9 a.m., because I am now stressed out about not getting enough sleep, I would have trouble falling asleep. But as soon as I alleviated those fears and realized that I actually had an additional hour compared to what I was assuming I had, everything just relaxed and I fell asleep a lot easier. That's messed up, man. Just the way our brains work with stuff like that. Oy. You know, it should be the opposite way. It's like, oh, I gotta get up earlier? We better go to bed right now. Your body should be like, yes, let's do that. Here, have some melatonin in your brain. But no, of course not. It's simply not the way. Well, it is what it is. Now, look at this nonsense. House batteries are definitely over discharged, but look, it says that we have 74% battery. You can also see that it says 11.1 volts. So it is in fact dead, more or less. But I clearly bumped up against my up arrow the other day. I heard a beep. I was horsing around right in this area, probably trying to organize stuff on the bed. And I heard this thing make an audible beep. And then I looked down and it was at 100%. And I'm pretty sure before that noise, I had been like, it was drained. It was down to at least 90 or 80 or something. So I haven't had an accurate reading on my battery monitor. So I think you get a better, more accurate reading from these battery monitors if you set them for both dead and full. I've only ever set it for full, so today we're gonna do our best to drain that sucker and set her to 0. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna get the good ship Lucky to charge the EcoFlow. Let's see if we can get this done before I gotta leave for my massage therapy appointment. All right, let's move this stuff over here, and then we're gonna pull the EcoFlow closer, and we're gonna plug it in up here, which is where our inverter goes. Good morning, inverter. Back here is my charge cable for the EcoFlow. We can just unplug all this nonsense from the back of it. We don't need the rat's nest of wires right now. This here, unplug that. All right, this guy over here. Well, the Starlink's also plugged in. Whatever. It's gonna unplug it, but get as much drainage as we can muster. All right, so this bad boy, I believe right now is only set to charge at 200 watts, which that is really effing slow. So let's go into our EcoFlow app here. Wait for everything to connect up. There is the Delta 2 Max, and yeah, 4%, that's crazy. So there, we got our charge, it's all refreshed. So what we can do is we can put a huge strain on Lucky's house battery. Let's bring it up to, I've got a 2000 watt inverter. So let's see what happens here. Oh, and immediately you can hear that beeping. And it failed. It just stopped working. Okay, so that's the inverter telling me that there's not enough charge in the house batteries. Let's see what happens if I'll knock it down to 500 watts. We'll turn off the inverter. Let's unplug the Starlink as well, just so it's one less thing to worry about. There's probably not much point in doing that, but turn the inverter back on. That's the thing with 12 volt batteries. It's really, they're tricky systems to sort of keep track of and monitor this way and whatnot, because there is no normal battery level stuff, right? Oh, even at 500 watts. So it's trying to charge. Inverter's already beeping. What's happening down here? Let me see. Yeah, see, it's already at 10.4 volts. Oh, and the inverter failed again, so it's not going to send a charge. So I guess it's safe to say we've effectively killed the battery. I would love it if the lights in Lucky would go off to confirm that we're actually dead. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to knock this back down to 200 watts. and see how long it charges for. But I think that's another thing that's sort of like confusing and complicated about 12-volt batteries. The power draw on my house lights is so minute that even if the battery is dead, they're going to keep staying on, right? Okay, so this is at 200. Now it is charging. So we've got a little bit of time before we have to leave, so we'll just leave it there and see how much of a slow draw we can pull out of this. I have learned that slower is better when it comes to batteries, right? Especially with lithium, which is what Lucky's house batteries are. So, oh. Slower is better, but I think at this point, Lucky's dead AF. So we'll wait for this to kick off one more time, and I think we might be good to go. The reason I wanted to do this and get it down as low as I could is because what I'll do is I'll drive to Banff. That will charge the batteries. When I get to Banff, I'll be able to plug in at the campground, and it'll be plugged in all weekend. So I'll have lots of power to get the batteries in Lucky back up to a full capacity, right? But I wanted to start at 0, 0, 0, right? But since I have to leave and the sun's out, I would be getting solar charge, you know? So this might not be a true 0%, but yeah, we'll let that beep away at me for now, and I'll wait for it to stop charging the EcoFlow again, and then we will drop our battery monitor down. Oh, no, that was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. I was just getting out my yogurt and my Revita to have some breakfast while I wait, but no. All right, so this thing is screaming at me. We at 10.4. Oh, we've even got it on the fridge here. Error 2005 just popped off. All right, we got the battery flashing on the diesel monitor. Everything's dying! So now, well, first things first, let's turn off that because that's annoying AF. And we're gonna come down here and we're just gonna say, you dead. Hold the down arrow, we're at 0. And now it's flashing again because the solar panels are pulling a little bit of charge. So, Lucky, you can rest easy. You've been doing work for over 3.5 years. While I go get my shoulder and back rubbed, you can start from 0 and trickle back up. That sounded a lot different in my head. Well, we still don't have to leave just yet, so I may as well get the good ship Lucky ready for travel mode since she's been in camp mode over here in the mall parking lot for the last 2 days. All right, EcoFlow down here for a sec, because I know I'm gonna want things a specific way once I get to the campground. These will just make it a little bit easier on myself now. So we got bags, we got EcoFlow Glacier batteries that overheat. Everything feels like it's coming to a head right here as we get closer and closer to the Chapter 5 finale and the inevitable move back to sticks and bricks. I don't know if that's just the universe effing with me or if me simply just overthinking things. It's a very good possibility that it's the latter of those two statements. All right, this stuff is here, that's good. Yeah, but I want the EcoFlow up between the seats. That's usually where it lives when I'm in camp mode at a campground with shore power. So we'll make that happen. I'm also planning on doing a live stream tonight on VanLife Plus, so no, that should still work. Okay, we've got Bubba Gump's French fry seasoning. That came from my mom when her and Dad were on their road trip down to America earlier this year. Gotta find some French fries to put that on. Okay, got a laundry bag. Now, the Irish Pirate Queen is not coming with me on this trip. Am I gonna need my laundry bag? I'm probably gonna wanna keep my laundry bag just to keep myself organized. So let's stuff this behind the passenger seat. There we go. Hot dog buns still in the middle console. Perfect. My boots. No, just in case the weather turns, I'm definitely gonna wanna have those on hand in case things get a little sloppy outside. Okay. Shoes over here. Cat scratcher here, piss bottle over there, as you do, and then dead ass EcoFlow, otherwise known as the good ship Lucky's paperweight, in between the seats. Okay, job well done, team. Okay. Lights out. You have your glasses. Grab the keys. Whoa, it's windy today. Hi, Grace. Ooh, hey, a little breezy out here. Ooh, well, I hope it's not that windy up in Banff, but that might be real wishful thinking. All right, well, let's get to our appointment. Come back here, hook up the whole rig, make them their ultimate form, and then we will be on with our day. Got to get that rub down first. Everybody just calm down. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you didn't see the last video, but lucky through a code, and this is the stuff I was talking about. Yeah, it's for your catalytic converter. When you get a P420 error code, that usually means you got a dirty cat, like I mentioned in the previous video. So I picked this up for lucky, because now I'm about $106 into this stuff. It ain't cheap. That was for 2 of them. But the last time I did it, it was quite a while ago, and it seemed to work quite well. And I don't know if you know this or not, but $106 is far less money than like $1,500 to $2,000 for a brand new catalytic converter. So I'll give that a shot, although Lucky has a full tank of gas right now, but with the trip to Banff this weekend, hopefully we can drain that tank a little bit and get that sucker in there. It's just a fuel additive that's designed to clean out the catalytic converter, and I've had success with it to a certain extent. Now I need something to clean out my catalytic converter. Yeah, that ought to get things moving right along. Look at my little collection of fuel system flushers. Maybe these should just... for now. Maybe one more stop before getting back to the good ship Lucky. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Can I get a box or whatever it is of the Oktoberfest sausages? I want to give those a shot.
Okay.
Because obviously. Yeah, I've had the Frankfurter hot dogs from here, which are just like your plain Jane normal hot dogs, and they also have these Oktoberfest style sausages. So give them a shot. I'm going to need some lunch when I get out there. And then, yeah, I grabbed these Southwest style bistro steaks. No idea, but they seem simple enough to just throw on the bobby. It says close the lid. I don't have a Barbie or a lid, but I'm sure I can figure it out. And they also have buns, which is super cool. They are currently frozen, but they won't be by the time I get to Tunnel Mountain. All right, now over to the good ship Lucky and the big fat putty tat. Hello, Lucky. I'm home. All right, grab these for the freezer. Fish for my keys in my deep pockets. There we go. Oh, no putty tat to greet us. Only when she's hungry is she waiting by the door. Yeah, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. What's this at down here? Oh, we've gotten 5% from the sun. Everybody just calm down. All right, for now, the steaks are gonna go, actually, the steaks can just go in the fridge. I got lots of room in here, and I'm gonna need them to be thawed out if I'm gonna have them for dinner tomorrow. And as for these Oktober sausages, oh damn, they only come in one bag. The Frankfurters came in 3 individual bags in, I think, counts of 5, which were way better, but these guys are far more girthy. I guess I could just take some out. Like, I'm not gonna need all of them, right? Just take out what I'm gonna potentially want. I mean, we'll lose our seal, but it is what it is. Break the seal. Oy. Come here, you Oktober sausage, you. My goodness. Over there. These ones just go into the freezer. Hopefully that will work. And then I should have a... Do I have a container or a Ziploc-y bag to put these in? No, why would I? That would just be smart. I do! Look at this. All right. 2 little bastards can thaw out right in there. You'll be in me soon. Kobe! Let's not forget that Grace is currently running. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? It's already starting to get warm. A little bit too warm to be wearing a flannel. So all more reason to get the heck out of here and into the nice, cool mountains. Take me home, mountain road, to the place I belong. Western Alberta, here we go. Back the van, up to the Jeep. I'm coming, darling, don't panic. Easy. All right, don't forget the buns. Irish Pirate Queen is all hooked up, ready to go for her sleepover. And we are ready to hit the road. Well, almost. Huh. Nailed it. And there's a perfect example of my brain, right? I was so excited to try those M&M meat buns, and I'd had it in my mind for a while that I completely forgot. We had center console buns. Ah, well, we got all the carbohydrates now. Thank you, South Center, for the hospitality. We can now remove our parking permit sign, which is not being very... There we go. Nice and simple. I appreciate you, still to this day. One. All right, come along, Grace. Ooh, gentle, gentle. Do a little wiggle wag, lock those arms up. Hello, hello, seatbelt. And the Irish Pirate Queen comes right along. You're still a liar, Lucky. All right, the good ship Lucky is in motion, and the DC to DC charger is doing its thing, pulling 475 watts from the alternator and sending it back to those house batteries. So when we get to Lindsay's, we will see what they're at. There's another problem with these battery monitors and whatnot. In my experience, it might be different now that it's actually at 0 and slowly trickling its way up. But what I've noticed in the past is that when you get to a certain voltage level of charge, which it has to be at to charge the battery monitor will immediately detect that voltage and think the battery is full and immediately jump up to 100%. And that's just simply not the case, right? Because batteries do not charge that fast. Not yet, anyway. Not at 475 watts. But we'll see. Hello, all of my shit. Propane tank first. Hello, Penny. Ooh. This might be able to sit here. If we move our laundry bag, you hold on to that for a second, or just at least keep your eye on it so it doesn't go anywhere. Stuff this guy there. Yep, that'll work. Let's put the laundry bag back here for now, just for transit purposes. Hi, Jasper. And Fireball. Ooh, all right, you come into the good ship Lucky. There you go, and let's see what we're at. Oh no, it's doing good. It's showing 8% charge, so cool. We'll check in and see what it says when we get to Banff. And for now, we should probably get back on the road, eh, Penny? I concur. Good girl. Mwah. Yes, it's already too hot for the flannel. It didn't even survive this little trip. All right, almost there to make a quick stop to grab some snackies. I want to try this new, I don't even know what adobo is. And stretch my legs. And so I'm back here and I decided to check, and sure enough, not even a full hour of driving and we're already up to 100%. I don't believe that. And the 112 watts it's getting is from the solar panel right now because the sun is out in full force here in the mountains. Where's my cool weather? Anyways, let's get to the campground, shall we? All right, and back on Tunnel Mountain. It's a lot busier here this time of year. I don't know that I've ever camped in this campground at this time of year. Usually when I'm here, it's quite sparse with campers, but now they got all the loops open. They even got the trailer court opened on the other side, and it is there's people everywhere, but can you blame them? It's a beautiful spot to be, and it's a nice simple spot here. We even have a little bit of an incline for Lucky, so that's great. Don't have to worry about getting her levelers out or anything. Don't think you normally have to get the levelers out here, only in the middle of winter when there's snow packed up on the roadway. So better get her plugged in and decide if this is exactly where I want her to be. Yeah, I think it's pretty. Why not? What more do you need? How's it feel to step in like that? Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Another thing that's nice about this sort of campground is where I don't really plan on pitching too much. Like maybe I'll deploy POS so I have a nice shaded spot here. But I didn't check the propane tank, so I'm not 100% sure how full it is. So all that is to say, if I have to go to the gas station tomorrow or whatever, it'll be easy if only thing out is POS, which is here. Let me see. Well, it's all going to depend on how much I use. Are you laying down on the job? That hasn't happened in a while. What did you miss when I didn't notice that you fell over? I got out camping chair, propane tank, fire pit, and extension cord plugged into our shore power source with our surge protector. And I was just about to change my camera angle and come over here and plug this in to the good ship Lucky. That was when I had noticed that you ate shit. Drink up, Lucky. Let's get those batteries really tippy-topped up. I'm gonna try to keep the power consumption inside Lucky right now as low as I can, just to allow those batteries to charge up. Hi, Penny. Hey, sweetheart. We're back in Banff. You here to train? Yeah, I don't even know if the mic picked up the train, but you heard it. You're looking very regal. Should I break out your tent for you? You want to come sit in the mountains with me for a little bit? Yeah, it's not the worst idea. I did remember your tent from Grace, so it is here. Go. Okay. This can go down here for now. Apparently there's foxes around, Penny. That's what the guy at the check-in kiosk was telling me. So you need to be on the lookout for hungry foxes, and then tell me if you see one. Okay. You let me know. Good kitty. It's not that hot out. I don't know if I actually will bother deploying POS right now because it's breezy too, and there's a better chance that POS tries to F off on me than anything else. So, okay, hopefully you don't fall over again. I so love coming out here. I've been doing it a lot more, obviously, ever since I found myself in the van, and you know what? I don't see that stopping anytime soon, regardless of where I find myself living full time. Might as well just try to get this hooked up now, because I want to roast myself an Oktoberfest style snousage. Alright. Lid. Whoa, see? It's breezy. That's okay. I'll put this. Save my back. We'll shove this behind the passenger seat. All right, let's see. This is not going to be anywhere near as dramatic as it is when it's darker out. Go. All right. And smoke them if you got them. There we go. She's lit. Nice. All right, let's get a weenie poking stick, shall we? To be found back here. Is this? Of course it is. I am so secure. Hopefully they're not as difficult to find as they were at Kimbrook Island. Playing with fire, having you sit on the power post right now. Not literally fire. I guess we could say playing with wind, taunting the wind. Doesn't matter. There's the pokers. Super simple. Barely an inconvenience. Don't sue me, Ryan George. Well, no surprise. That short drive being in the fridge, the snousages didn't quite thaw out. I should have just kept them out of the fridge. Even then, I don't know if it would have worked. But, might be thawed enough to skewer. Oh yeah, there we go. It's just going to have to be a bit of a slower weenie roast. Alright, so let's get this guy here. So we can just sort of set him there. Hello. Sure, let's turn this down as low as we can. I need a rock right where my foot is. What can I use besides a rock? It's a national park. You don't want to start moving the nature around lest you want to get your pee-pee slapped. That might be your thing. I don't know. I wonder if I can just use my camera here while I go look for something else. Oh yeah, here you go. Hold my wiener. Everybody just calm down. I'm gonna put these buns out here too. They're already soft. They feel thawed, eh, Penny? You wouldn't know. I know what I could use. There we go. Putting the pee bottle to work. It's only working because it's almost full. Matches back into the good ship Lucky. Oh. Getting charged? Excellent. How's that look to you? Oh yeah. They're definitely soft enough. Oh yeah. Right. Way girthy than the Frankfurters. Bone apple tits. He's good. Okay, had to put Penny back inside. It got way too breezy out here. She almost went galley west off the picnic table, but she's now very content on the bed. And we are going to get lucky. Finalized for camp mode. There go my glasses. That's how breezy it is. My goodness. It's not chilly though, which is nice. It's a warm enough breeze. One cover off. Last cover on. I now have the privacy of my tiny home on wheels and so much more room for activities out here. And it is nice and quiet right now. I wonder if this campground pops off at night. I can't imagine. I would assume everybody's off exhausting themselves right now. Back where they belong. I am roasting myself another one of those sausages as we speak. Gotta put the buns inside because I didn't want them to go to Oz. And there is the putty tat. Nice and cozy, huh? I know that wind was trying to abscond with you. Here, how about I take these? And do you need a treat? Yeah? To make up for your life and death scare out there in Banff National Park? You want one of these? Is that what you want? Oh, that's probably a good idea, eh? You get to here. Por favor. Good girl. Good kitty. Oh, you had to get up for that one, eh? Oh, look at me. Making you work for it, eh? Good girl. Bree's gonna have to put the flannel back on, though. All right, let's come down here to our Rube Goldberg machine for roasting this wiener. Rotatable stick, hunk of meat, and a pee bottle. Killing it. Sorry if there's a bunch of wind noise. I can't find my dead kittens. I don't know where I put them. Hashtag sad day. Never stayed in this loop before, but it looks like we have washrooms right over yonder, which is good. Unfortunately, the showers still aren't open. And I asked the guy at the check-in kiosk, what's the ETA? What do you guys expect? And he laughed. He literally laughed. So I guess it's going great. Those washrooms down in Fish Creek Park will be done being built before the ones here are done being renovated. Now the question is, what is this little hut? What's going on in here? Oh! Gas. No civilians allowed. All right then. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. I know a lot of people have told me that they're glad I showed them this place because they've come after seeing my videos and absolutely understand and love it. And if you haven't been here, you might not fully grasp that concept, but I highly recommend it if you can make a trip up to Banff, wherever you are in the world. It is a sight to behold, and it's a very cozy place to just bring your tiny home on wheels whenever you want. Look at that shot. Screenshot.
I mean, to be fair, it's not exactly the most ideal campground for private camping purposes or making your own space, right? Like, as I've talked about before, your neighbors are right on the road with you, and that's where your vehicle goes. But there's just so much else to see and do here, you will never be at a loss for extracurricular activities. That is for darn sure. So close to being ready to go in my mouth. Like, yeah, me personally, I've done a lot here, and I'm not even a skier or a snowboarder, which is what this place is like known for. Maybe not so much this time of year, but I've done the gondola, I've done the hot springs, I've done the cave and basin free part, which is cool. That's another sort of hot, natural occurring hot springs tourist attraction here. I've visited a lot of the hotels. I've done the Lake Minnewanka Loop. I've wandered aimlessly like a hobo through the one tick or whatever cabins they have over yonder. I've watched movies. I've purchased souvenirs. I've spent time at the river, the falls. I've even gone into the Banff Springs Fairmont Hotel, whatever. I used to do work here when I was a photographer. Oh! I have not blowed away yet. Blowed away? I have not been blown away yet by the mountain breeze. And all those things, all those cliche things that are right in my backyard, I would do them all again. And I bet you I do. It's just this place, along with so many other places that are so close to me, you know, within an hour or two of the city that I live in. And they've been there my whole life, and I never really took advantage of them. And I've been doing the exact opposite of that ever since I got into my van. I don't know if it definitely wasn't out of necessity. I could have just stayed in the city. But I think a certain sense of a nomadic spirit comes along with making the decision to live in a vehicle, regardless of where you are. And all of a sudden you feel almost an obligation to get out and explore those areas. And I'm super thankful for that, because now, as everything sort of winds down here, I can take all of these experiences and stuff that I've learned and just keep applying it to my life, because it should be no secret to most of you who are around here. My life has been so much more filled with just joy and happiness and value ever since I started, living my life that way, instead of just being sequestered away, hiding from everything. It's pretty cool, and I'm very thankful for it. Hopefully my videos and me yapping on like this can help convince people to do the same without having to make the dramatic life change of living in a vehicle. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, even when I'm back in sticks and bricks, there's a whole big beautiful world out here, even in just my neck of the woods, and I intend on continuing to spend as much time as possible in it. Man, we got real serious there after roasting a wiener with a piss bottle. Well, yeah, that's just who I am, and I'm not gonna apologize for it anymore. Not that I don't think I ever really did apologize for it. I definitely wasn't living life on my own terms, though. That's for darn sure. All right, get it in ya. All right, nice big risky sky high shot to end this sucker as I finish my lunch / dinner at this point. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. Remember, only dead fish go with the flow. Camera didn't fall over or nothing.